Uh,
Hey!
subscribe and like the channel.
Yes. Hit the bell.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
What?
Epstein didn't kill himself. Epstein didn't kill himself. Epstein didn't kill himself. Epstein didn't kill himself.
We did it. Let me see if I shut this off.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Tommy, that
Mike's here.
clearly that clearly did not go off at the right time at all.
Nobody listens to Mike.
Oh my goodness, guys! That I don't know how that happened, but welcome to State of the Smoke this week. This is the second episode this season, and we have Alex Betancourt on the back burner waiting for his interview to be shown here with Tommy.
We actually have it. We think.
Yes, we do. We do. It's here.
And there's video. He was in a cave, but he was able to get Wi-Fi access.
He was in the cave. He got Wi-Fi access. He came out with his beanie and his New York Mets hat.
Yeah. It was a cold day in the cave.
So we're excited for that. First off, who are you? Who am I? Let's introduce ourselves so people know who the hell we are. That might just stumble across this video for some strange reason, want to watch a random episode of State of Smoke, even though they're not in the hookah community.
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be. We got lots of fans.
Yeah. So I'm Frank Cefalu, and this is.
Stay to smoke.
No, you. What is your name?
Oh, I'm Tommy Ippolite.
And he's right. This is State of the Smoke, where nothing goes right or goes the correct way, where planning usually just goes out the window, and you're generally going to have a better experience at those other podcast shows than here. But here you are, stuck with us for the next 45 minutes to an hour.
And we try.
We try.
We try. We try really hard. We plan stuff. We pre-record stuff. We do all sorts of things. And it usually goes to shit before now. So, I mean, so far, we're off to a great start today.
I mean, Epstein did kill himself, according to Mike, and that was the first thing that you all learned as well.
There's going to be tons of new information that you can learn today.
Yeah,
you know?
tomorrow Mike's going to be missing.
It's a dangerous thing to just come on and say. Doesn't matter. Even if there's only 12 viewers, it's not safe, Mike. What are you thinking? This is why nobody listens to Mike, because it's not even safe.
Well, no one's going to ever listen to Mike again after tomorrow.
I know.
So, all right, guys. So here we go. I want to get this off to maybe just start kicking into the interview. Just so everybody knows, I'll tell you, I'll just repeat the news that happened earlier with me going to the city today. I met with Lucas Pasquale. He's the creator of Hazy Bowls. We met up in the city today. He's a great guy. And, if you guys can get a chance for his next match, he's just trying to do his thing in a really crowded space and just trying to add his spin to it. And he's told me what his plans are for his next match, and they sound excited to me. I haven't heard anything recently like this happening from anyone else, and the glazes are interesting. So
They are.
More players is better for us, right?
I think so. Yeah, I haven't tried one of his bowls yet.
Yeah, I have 6.
Oh. Cool. Maybe I'll come over and try one.
No. So
No. Okay.
We're just gonna jump into the interview here between Tommy and Alex from today, and it's interesting how the interview went. Zomo's a great brand. I enjoy it. Tommy, you smoke it. What would you say is your favorite flavor from Zomo?
My favorite Zomo flavor, it's really a toss-up between Dragon Wall and water lemon. but I like a lot of their flavors. They're very, very fruity. They're mostly very like summery kind of flavors for the most part, in my opinion, of all of the Zomo that I've tried, which is pretty much all of them. And they're good. If you haven't tried them in a long time, and we'll touch on this in the interview, but if you haven't tried them in a long time, they're definitely worth giving another shot. They are constantly improving and trying to satisfy the American palate, which is very, very different from Brazil.
So Dragon Wall is also my favorite flavor. So I think, I've been trying so much tobacco lately. Some of it has been great. Some of it has been like trash. And, I have to say Zomo has a consistency to it that I just really enjoy these days. And sometimes the menthol could be like here or there, but overall the flavors themselves behind it have been consistent. And I'm not sure if the menthol variation is just due to humidity or not, but overall I enjoy their flavors.
Me too.
So should we just cut to the interview?
Let's roll the interview. Of your flavors and a retooling of your flavors, but initially it was very, very, very menthol heavy. Beginning. What is going on, guys? It is Tommy here with Alex Betancourt. Alex, did I pronounce your name right?
Betancourt, yes, sir.
I got it. All right, good. It wasn't a hard one, but I got worried because I just said it without talking to you first. So, Alex is with Zomo. Alex, who exactly are you in terms of Zomo? What's your role there?
Just to let you know, I'm basically the marketing director for the U.S. market. I'm basically in charge of marketing across the United States, and yeah, I've been here since like end of last year.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay, so you're just the U.S. marketing.
Exactly.
Gotcha. And when did you first start smoking hookah?
Wow, first started smoking hookah like probably maybe over 10 years ago. Of course, it wasn't to the level that I'm doing it now.
Right.
It was something that was introduced at a small little Egyptian hookah lounge, and then from there, culture based for a lot of people that don't know, in the New York market, a lot of the people that smoke hookah is Spanish people, Latins, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, etc. So, I was basically smoking, mint for a long time. Straight out of my cage hookah. This is what was in lounges, in Spanish lounges, Latin clubs, and things like that. And then it got elevated from there. Got introduced to Zomo, and we took it from there. But yes, it's been pretty much over 10 years.
Gotcha. So, you weren't really involved in any of the enthusiast groups or anything like that, like the Facebook groups, any of the online communities. You weren't really a part of that. You would just go to local places and smoke.
Exactly. And I was introduced to the hookah groups, the enthusiast market, probably March of this year.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys welcomed me with open arms. So of course started with Crank. He's the one that basically introduced me to everybody, and it's been a great experience since then. You know what I mean? We've just been taking it up level by level every single day.
Absolutely. Now, as far as Zomo as the company, how long has Zomo been around?
The company itself has been over, in general, internationally, we've been around pretty much over about 5 years plus. And then, they branched off to the European market, then United States market, and, we're working on Russia right now.
And did Zomo start in South America? Was that the...
Yeah, it started off in Brazil.
Okay.
We're one of the biggest brands in the Brazilian market. And they made a big hit. It picked up, very, very big, and the company got to a level where it said they felt like they need to start expanding to different markets to widen its audience, and they chose Europe, United States, and now Russia.
Right. And I remember when Zomo first came to the U.S. market, and I know since then you've had a reboot of your flavors and a retooling of your flavors, but initially it was very, very, very menthol heavy, and that's what they like in Brazil, right?
Yeah, because Brazil is a very, very hot country, so menthol gives you that cooling effect, that cooling sensation, and out there they love that stuff. So when it came to United States, or when initially launched in the United States, people wasn't so receptive of it because it was so mental heavy, but with the model of this company is it's really paying attention to details. And once we decided to relaunch here in the United States, we listened to what everyone had to say and we made the adjustments that we had to do. And now we're still in the developing process. We're not ones to settle. We're not ones to say, oh no, we don't care what you got to say. We're ones that we're going to listen to everyone, and we try to make everyone happy. Unfortunately, it's not possible to make everyone happy,
Right.
but our goal is to make everyone happy.
Right. So, as far as with that being said, like as you're working on the process of retooling new flavors, I know you kind of touched on it. You said that you guys are currently working on still retooling some of the flavoring that we currently have.
Definitely, we're
Now-
actually in the process of doing that right now as we speak.
Very cool. Very cool. Now, with all that being said, will there be any sort of announcement? Like, will people know, like, hey, flavors X, Y, and Z have now been redone? Like, is there are we gonna know which ones?
Yeah, definitely. Because as you're aware, and pretty much a lot of people are aware, is that we have a very strong marketing strategies, a very strong marketing department. So with that, is not hard for us to make the announcements. It's not hard for us to, basically educate the consumer and say, listen, we paid attention to you guys. We made the adjustments that we need to make. And even if we can't make the adjustments, let's say, we feel like, oh, you know what, let's keep it the way it is. We let you guys know and let you guys know why is that decision being made. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we don't want to mess up anything either. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If it's working in certain markets and it's not working in others, we got to find its medium. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely, and I think it's great that you guys do that. It's one of the things that really attracted me to Zomo. To working with you guys, as far as like we did an event together, and we've worked together on other things. You guys really did listen to the community. I mean, because I remember when it first hit the market. I mean, there was lots of marketing and there was lots of people getting samples and all that stuff, and a lot of people were not loving it. And the enthusiast market is kind of funny because I mean, I don't know how many of the viewers out there are aware, but I'm very aware of it. Me and Frank talk about it. Like, we're a really small niche in the whole hookah consumer world.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
having a brand that's wants to be and is a big brand, is an international brand. It's not just a very small startup that's really just trying to sell to us. Listening to the enthusiast market, it's really refreshing for us, because I don't know that every company out there necessarily cares so much about the 5 to 10,000 active users on Facebook that are really going to be the ones giving you the most feedback.
Exactly. But besides that, like, you got to start from somewhere. You know what I mean? Like any company that's looking for long term has to understand that you got to start from your foundation. And even if you're targeting outside the enthusiast market, it's not only just it's not about the money. You understand? It's about brand. So when you're building a brand, you have to educate people. So even if it's outside the enthusiast market, we try to educate them and try to make them understand and look at it from our perspective and from the enthusiast perspective. So it's something that we're working towards every single day. Because there's a lot of people that come to us, especially at our tasting events. That we're very strong in doing a lot of events, and they come to the events and they just like, it was like, wow, I never tasted so many different flavors.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're so accustomed to smoking maybe mint or double apple or grape or whatever case might be, right? And even to the hookah itself, the actual pipe, they'll come and people come up to us and be like, yo, I'll buy that pipe from you right here on the table. I'm like, bro, it's only for the events, and it's been used 20 million times. Like, I don't think you should spend your money like that. But if you're interested, I'll now turn them around and be like, yo, why don't you go to like, a 5-star or Hookah Junkie or Hookah John, whatever, to go purchase a pipe, that's a little bit more expensive and worthwhile purchasing. You know what I mean? So you're introducing something new to the market which they're not aware of.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And like I said, I mean, it's one of the things that I find extremely refreshing about the brand is that you guys, look to do that and genuinely care about putting out a good product as opposed to necessarily just something that all the loungers are going to buy.
Yeah, definitely. We cater to the actual buyer. You know, yeah, of course we love doing business with the hookah lounges. We love doing business with the actual smoke shops and the distributors and so forth. But at the end of the day, if you don't actually make the actual end consumer happy, you know, you can sell all you want to these smoke shops and hookah lounges, but it's not going to make a difference. You know, it's a here today gone by tomorrow type of situation. So if you making the consumer happy, or you have a long shot of building a brand.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more on that. Now, the tobacco itself that you guys use, where's the tobacco sourced from? Do you know?
Not really too sure, but and it's something that the company doesn't really disclose. They choose not to disclose that, um, for whatever apparent reasons. Something that I've asked numerous times, but something that said, listen, this is stuff that have closed doors in our manufacturing for the people in our manufacturers in Paraguay. Actually, Zomo's manufacturers in Paraguay.
Okay. Okay. Now, as far as Zomo America, how many flavors do we currently have on the market?
Currently, we have 22 flavors. We, some people recall, we launched with 40 flavors back in March. Then a month or two later, we decided to release two more flavors, which was Bahama Twist and Exotic Bombay. And Bahama Twist was actually, before we even launched to even announce that we had the flavor, it was selling off our racks. Like it was selling out the warehouse like crazy, and it's actually one of our top sellers.
And that's the blueberry mint. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's a blueberry with lemongrass and mint.
Yeah, it's a real nice flavor. It's a real nice flavor. Yeah, actually, I just finished the last of mine. I'm smoking some Dragon Ball right now.
Oh man, I love Dragon. That's actually my personal favorite. Yeah, man. So Dragon Ball is definitely right now. I'm smoking some water lemon.
I was about to say water lemon. I think is my personal favorite. I ran out of that yesterday.
Yeah. So I'm actually smoking water lemon right now. We're doing a little testing right now, but it's great.
That's great. Now another thing I wanted to touch on. You guys recently released the Zomo Strong Foil.
Yeah, definitely.
What can you tell us about that?
All right, so the strong foil, how it all came about, it initially launched in Brazil, and out there, the competition on strong foil was like something big. So they created it. They created their first batch. It was really good. They felt that they can do better, so they tweaked it. And when they tweaked it, I got a sample of it. I forgot where I got the sample from, but it was at a specific event that USA team and Brazil team connected with each other, and they was just like, "Yo, try this out. Tell me what you think." Matter of fact, it was for HEW.
Okay.
It's like, and I was just like, "Yo, I love it. Like, we need to bring this to the market." And we did a testing here in the U.S. market. We went to different smoke shops. We started looking at all the different foils that was available in every smoke shop. Of course, it was very thin. Some of them were pre-punched. Some of them were to a level where if you have a bigger bowl, it didn't fit. If the bowl was too small, the pre-pokes was way too big. So I was just like, you know what? I think if we introduce this to the market, it'll be amazing because one is stronger than anything on the market, and besides that, it being pre-cut, it gives the actual user the opportunity to say, well, if I have a bigger bowl, I can use it. If I have a smaller bowl, I can use it. And it's not pre-poked, so it allows you to use any bowl you want, or if you want to make, bigger holes on your poke, or you want to make smaller holes, it's solely up to you. You know what I mean? You're able to do that.
Absolutely, yeah. So I got some, and I have to say I'm pretty impressed with it. When I first saw it, I kind of rolled my eyes about it because every other brand's that has come out with any prepackaged specifically for hookah foil, to me Reynolds HD has always been better. This stuff is great. It's really thick, and like you said, they come in 50 sheets. It's 50 comes in a pack, right?
Yeah, 50 in a pack. Yeah.
So 50 in a pack. It's like, was it $4 or $5?
Yeah, approximately $4 or $5 in the market. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's $4 or $5 and like 50 in a pack. And like I said, you definitely only need to use one. They're very, very thick. It's thicker than your average Reynolds HD, which I usually would double up. And the sheets are big enough to cover any bowl that I use. I mean, I haven't had an issue. I think you guys really knocked it out of the park with that, and especially at the price point, because it's one of those things. It's like, I don't really need specifically foil for tobacco, but for the money, for 50, it's cheap.
Yeah, definitely, and it's something that, as you know, to us is like getting people to talk, even to the people that are Zomo lovers and some people that are doubters. We got them, even to the doubters, they convinced. You know what I mean? And even if they don't want to buy it, they know that it exists and they know that it's quality.
It's a good product. You guys did a really good job with that. Are there any new Zomo flavors that are going to be coming out soon?
Yeah, we actually working on that right now. We're trying to wrap up the year, but we're actually working on what flavors we're going to bring to the 2020 year, and we're just like really trying to figure it out. And we just been going back and forth, testing different flavors, testing to see which ones the market would actually be open to accept. And we definitely got something in the lineup. We're opening up the arsenal.
Great. Anything you can tease? Anything you can tell me?
Wow. I'm trying to think. For sure that I really, 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 really want to bring out pistachio.
Pistachio?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was never one of pistachio smoker. That was not one of flavor that I normally smoke from other brands either. So when I tested it out, I was like, wow, this tastes amazing, and I was like, yo, we have to do it. So we're in the talks about it. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's gonna be 100% for sure, but it's something that I'm gunning for.
But that's what you want to see.
Yeah, I would love to see that. Yeah, I definitely would love to see that.
That's
just
cool.
Because I became to like love the flavor.
Right. Now, besides Zomo, Alex, what other brands do you smoke?
Me personally, what I smoke, honestly, my favorite right now that I smoke besides Zomo is Trifecta. That's something that I've been smoking, and I got introduced to it more when I went to Chicago to go meet up with Nino and those guys over there at the Chicago meetup, and I was just like, wow. Even though I had Trifecta before that, I smoked it and I was just like, oh, it's pretty good. But like once again, I'm so busy. Like my schedule is so busy from the time that I wake up to the time I go to sleep that I don't really get to like smoke as much as I want to. But when I went to the meetup and I sat there and I actually was tasting different Trifecta flavors, I was like, wow, I really appreciate this. Like this is really good. So that's really what I'm smoking right now.
Gotcha. Yeah, I like Trifecta. Do you smoke the blonde or the dark?
Blonde. But when I was in Chicago, I was smoking dark.
Yeah, I mostly smoke the dark. Pretty much only get the dark. Now you guys, as far as Zomo goes, you guys have any dark leaf on the U.S. side?
So we have strong mint and we have strong red, which is like a strawberry flavor.
Okay.
We didn't focus on the strong flavors and dark leaf flavors, only for simple reasons that, as some people might know, we relaunched on the East Coast.
Right.
Initially, it was in the West Coast, and we said, okay, the East Coast market, they're more accepting of the blonde leaf tobacco than dark leaf. So we was just like, yo, let's focus on the blonde leaf. Let's make this a big bang. That's why we released 40 flavors off the jump. We didn't introduce with 5-6 flavors. We did 40 flavors right off the jump, and then hopefully down the line we can work towards dark leaf. But it's something that it'll be probably long term, not anytime soon.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, it's something personally I would love to see because I'm mostly a dark leaf smoker.
Yeah.
So having some of your flavors in a dark leaf would be very, very pleasant for me. But
yeah, well, the company itself does have dark leaf flavors. In Brazil we have some, and in Europe they have some. But I know for sure now that they're tapping into the Russian market, I think that's something we might focus on. maybe
Right.
2 or 3 quarters from now, or maybe another year from now, we maybe say, you know what, let's focus on the golfing stuff.
Okay. I mean, that just about sums up everything that I wanted to touch on. Was there anything else that you wanted to mention or go over before we sign out here?
Talk to me about this New York Gala, man. What we doing?
We can't discuss any specifics yet, buddy. We can't discuss any specifics yet.
I just had to put you on the spot.
I know you're getting me back because I asked you about flavors.
But I'm really looking forward to it.
Me too.
Last year was, this year was actually an amazing event, man. It was so great seeing everyone, face to face, meeting new faces, and really just connecting with the people and just hearing what people had to say, and just really elevating because as I tell everyone, bro, we're just elevating every single day. We're doing it on a humble approach. We love everyone. For people that think that they don't, we don't love everyone. We love everyone, bro. You know what I mean? So from the hook enthusiasts to other brands, like we show love to everyone. You know what I mean? So we're looking to like really, really get to that level where hopefully, New York Gala could be something that it will be much bigger than what it is now. And I'm looking to hopefully one day there'd be 500, 600, 1,000 people at the New York Gala. So
yeah, I mean, I think it's again, I mean, we're talking ways off, but that's definitely a goal for us is just to try to keep growing it so that it can become a bigger and bigger and bigger event. But I thought, I agree with you. I think it went very, very well. It was really a fun time. It was great having you guys there.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm you guys, you and Frank already know that you guys have our support. My background comes from events and nightlife and stuff like that. So, I'm a phone call away. So that's really it right there. So you guys want to do anything, you guys have anything in mind, or if you need some input of what I might have in mind, I have no problem sharing and helping you guys build.
Absolutely, and we will definitely be in touch about that. As far as to sign off, guys, if you haven't tried any of the new Zomo, make sure you get some. If you haven't had Zomo in the last year or so, it's different. It's different than what it was. So if you got to send a sample, from a vendor or something like that a couple years ago, and you think that's all it is, that's really not. It's really not what it is. And they're continuously working on making themselves better, which is always good.
Definitely, man. It's amazing the feedback that we're getting from so many different flavors. Because once again, we have 42 different flavors, and in I know for certain brands and things of that nature, you have like your 5 key flavors or 6 flavors that really hit. But right now, the way we look at our numbers is like we have like 20 flavors that's like selling off the shelf. So we're so appreciative of that, and we're so happy that we can actually provide something to the market where people are accepting it and happy about it.
Absolutely. Now, Alex, what should people like or follow to get the latest updates on Zomo America?
Definitely, man. They got to follow Zomo America on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Just follow us. We're always announcing different things. We're always announcing our events. Right now, we have just to name certain distributions. We have distribution in Northern California, small distribution in Southern California. We also have Las Vegas, which is a big hit for us. We're working on the southern states, and we have, of course, New Jersey and New York. That's our home. That's our hometown. But we're working on reaching out to the whole entire country. But it's a process. It's not something that we can snap our fingers and reach everyone so instantly. But yeah, just follow us on Zomo America, and you get in tune with everything that we're doing.
Okay, absolutely. Sounds good. Alex, thank you so much for coming on and taking the time to do the interview with me.
Definitely, my brother. I appreciate you. I love you guys. And let's keep on rocking. Let's keep on smoking.
Awesome. Sounds good. Take it easy, guys. And I guess back to you, Frank and Tommy.
Definitely. Peace.
Oh boy,
What now? What is Mike want now?
nobody listens to Mike.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Oh my
He already
God!
said that, Mike. We
You already
know.
said that, Mike. Stop it. Just stop
Jesus.
it. So people, I'm watching the chat. People are asking about events that are just not New York Gala, but doing it in other places. By the way, I hear myself. I'm not sure if I'm on a speaker. Oh, no headsets. Got it. uh, so I would say this, right, guys? We would love to do more events, um, in your local town, and if you have an idea of what you want to do in your local city or area, let's say Eddie, you want to do something in Miami, Justin, you want to do something in the Midwest, talk to us. Um, and it may not necessarily be something where we personally all come, there are the staff, but what we can do is we'll figure it out with you. It's your local town, you know it best. It's gonna be very hard for Tommy or I to know where to book a hotel or space that can smoke hookah in Miami, Texas, any of these places. So, this is where you come in. You will help us organize an event there. We will give you all of our support. We will contact all the vendors for you. We will get the sponsors for it. We just need that planned out in advance. Make sure people could attend. We don't like having these events be like just regular meetups. We want them to be something else because a meetup, you can just organize yourself. You don't need our help for that. But what we want to do is not only make an event that people could just meet up. We want to give a platform for these brands to showcase themselves because it helps hookah grow when we do these events big and when we do them proper and nice in these different cities. So, you know, Eddie, if you want to do it in Miami, let us know. Justin, you want to do something? Let us know. We will help you guys out. We will push as much stuff we can at you. We'll help you, with the venue booking, the deposit, all that stuff. But you know, we need help. We can't do it ourselves, and we want to make these different. We don't want to just make them meetups.
Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with meetups. Like if you guys want to plan meetups and stuff, I mean, we'll help you promote it and everything else. And something in Miami, personally, I love Miami, so I would definitely try to make a Miami thing if we do one. But as far as to do like an actual gala, there is a lot of legwork that goes into it. There's I mean, obviously we get brands involved. We try to make sure it's a elevated experience. And if it's something that you want to do wherever you live, anyone out there listening, like Frank said, just shoot us a message, let us know, but be prepared to do some legwork because it is a lot of legwork. Like we are already planning for the gala for 2020, and we're like 5 months away.
Yeah, and it's just because it takes so much time. It takes so much time. It takes
Yeah.
so much work. Not only that, we're gonna have an event at HEW, and we're gonna be talking about that. We're gonna be partnering up with some other groups.
Can we say what group we're partnering up with yet?
All right, we'll just say we're partnering up with Ozzy Hookah, and we're gonna be throwing an event with them. Ozzy Hookah and THL have gotten along for a while now. Maybe we'll throw Mike in there too.
Yeah, Mike can come.
Yeah.
But it'll be good. It'll be at HCW. We're gonna do something. I'm sure we'll have a brand or two involved as well. But we're gonna be there with the Australians. There's going to be a kangaroo roast, which is nice. Your light book broke.
It's okay. I got backup light. There we go. Keep going.
All right. I mean that was it. I wanted to let everyone know that there's going to be a kangaroo roast, so that the Aussies feel at home.
Yeah.
We're gonna have roasted kangaroo. It's going to be delicious.
Nothing like
I'm
Australia
excited.
than burning kangaroos, but that's coming.
It's going to be hard to find the right venue, but we'll find it.
Yeah, and like I said, Eddie says he's gonna start working on it, and Justin is gonna start trying to help over there. This is how it works, guys. It can't. Tommy and I, we have jobs. Eddie, you have a job. Justin, you have a job. We all have jobs, and we could host amazing parties. but we can only do it when we are all helping one another do it, and to create these environments and understand that it's different than just hosting a regular hookah meetup, because a hookah meetup is different. Hookah meetups are fun, but they help nobody. They are in venues already catering to regulars or hookah enthusiasts that are in the community already. Our goals are, when we throw these parties, is we don't only want to host it for our group, our audience, and our community, but we want to try and involve new people. Last year in New York Gala, we had 15 people attend that had nothing to do with the hookah community. There's regular New Yorkers that bought tickets. This year, we're trying to go for half, and next year we want to do like 75% being non-community, meaning we want to attract non-hookah community people so these brands get exposure. We need to do our part to help the brands get exposure, and for hookah to get exposure. And the best way to do that is through some fun parties and events that could be hosted on an annual basis that people could time and know the exact date, almost like a Comic-Con, so they know it's coming every single year at the same place, same time. That way it could be predictable, and we could grow it that way and create some fun out of it. And hopefully one day we all make money out of it that are hosting in our own cities. So that's a goal. I would love to make money with this stuff as well. Right now we're not
That
at
would be
all.
so cool.
Yeah. But we have to educate, and we have to help, and we have to make sure we're consistent, because if we're not any of those, it just falls apart.
Exactly, and that's one of the things. So, and when Frank talks about um, wanting to bring people from outside the community, it's not because we don't care about you guys. And no matter what we do, there will always be plenty of room for people in the community.
Yeah.
But what we really want to try to do is show the rest of the world and anyone in the area that we're doing the events
Hmm.
what hookah can be, because so many people have smoked hookah once or twice, and it was at a lounge that's using quick lights and just Alfaka or just Starbuzz, and it's not being managed properly. They're smoking out of terrible pipes. There's rust that they're inhaling and everything else, so they have really bad experiences. And even just the atmosphere, like if you look at the atmosphere of most local lounges, a lot of times it's either extremely like Middle Eastern themed, and that's really the only people that you see there is like people that have smoking hookah as part of their culture, or it's like a nightclub scene set for people from 21 to 28. um and it's hookah's almost like on the back burner, and
Hmm.
there's other stuff that's going on where we really want to showcase what hookah can be.
Hmm.
And that was our main goal with the gala, and I think that we really we nailed that, and we want to keep that going. So any large event that we're going to do, that we're going to promote, we want a couple of things, like Frank said, we want to have people involved, and try and draw people in that aren't in the groups so they can realize what hookah can be. And we also want to have it presented in such a way that feels like a grown-up sophisticated thing to do, which is the way most of us smoke. It's a
Hmm.
relaxing thing. Like, we all have very expensive pipes, we smoke the best
Yep.
tobacco, we go back and forth and talk about different bowl packs, and we
Hmm.
argue with each other sometimes, but it's because we really love it and are into it and are enthusiasts.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest things, especially with the bands and everything going on. Like, we really want to try to elevate the way hookah is seen throughout the country.
People are saying I
Thanks,
look
Frank.
bored.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, Tommy, and I think you're right. It's exactly what we want to do, and we need to do. And it's not a highly smiley topic for me, because I do feel like we're in a dying we're in a potential dying situation where things could just completely reverse on us at the last minute, and that's it. It's over. We can still smoke, we'll still get a tobacco in, we'll still smoke at home, but this dream of ours of this stuff being popular here, um, is it? It's over.
It could be legislated away, and that's a real danger that I don't think people outside of places where it's happening. I think that everyone just thinks, it's not going to happen here. It's just happening over in Cali, or, oh, it's just happening in this county or that county. That's how it starts, and then all of a sudden, you have a federal ban on flavored tobacco, and then it's going to be really, really hard to do what we like to do.
Eddie's like beating me up on my t-shirt. What's wrong with my t-shirt? You know what it is? Eddie, first off, Eddie, okay, I can't wear Calypso shirts like you all the time, okay? I don't live in Miami. I live in New York. If I wear a Calypso shirt on the streets of New York in the middle of winter, I will get my ass kicked, all right? And second of all,
I
since
may.
since I don't own Calypso shirts to go outside because I don't live in a hot climate like freaking Mike Blackstone who lives on a boat, it means I don't have them at home, meaning I can't wear them casually, meaning I won't be able to wear them casually at all, and thus I'm wearing a white t-shirt. There is your explanation.
I do have a couple Tommy Bahama shirts, so I'm not gonna lie to you, Frank. But that's because I go to South Florida a lot. I do. I have a couple Miami shirts.
It's not an excuse.
Oh God, what do we got now?
Oh man.
If there's no bone, it's not a rib or a chicken wing.
Okay. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
What do you
This
say?
is why nobody listens to Mike. Every once in a while he says something smart and interesting, but most of the time it's ramblings like that, and he's talking about problems with his leaky house.
Cameron asks, "What is the gala?" I don't know. Maybe Mike has the answer for us. Let's see.
I before E, except after C, is not a real rule.
No, I mean, he didn't have the answer. I didn't feel. What do you think?
No, it wasn't helpful.
Should we roll the ball of Mike again?
Yeah.
All right. So this is rolling the ball, Mike, and every time we roll the ball, Mike, he gives us a word of wisdom. And it's basically a randomized list of videos that we choose, and it's basically Mike is our 8-ball tonight, and he's gonna give us words of wisdom. Mike, what do you think about what we should say about what is the New York Gala? Please help us. We're lost without you.
Miss Lippy's car is green.
Yeah, I
don't
think
even know what that means.
I don't know what that means, and I don't think Mike's helping anymore. Maybe we could ask him later what he's talking about. Do you understand what he's talking about? Because I don't.
I don't. I'm honestly starting to think that he's not yet recovered from what happened to us in Vegas.
Can we talk about something that
Please.
has always been bothering me? I touched on this week with Adalia, as you saw me throw in the background out of disgust. Can we just talk about how there's a blatant favoritism overlooking some of these vendors to the point of discussion just because somebody wants a free sample. Can we talk about that for a second? Can we talk about how people are just basically lying before they even try a product? They haven't even tried it just because they want to be first to get a free sample because it's some sort of touting, right? Can we talk about that for a second here?
I've never understood it.
I see. Someone was tagging me on Instagram, like boom, 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 nonstop from Milwaukee, right? Saying Milwaukee's great, Milwaukee's great, Milwaukee's great. This guy hasn't even tried Milwaukee. He hasn't even tried it. Not one video, not one post, not one bowl saying, "Look at this Milwaukee. Oh, look at the Milwaukee that came in. Oh wow, look at my shit with Milwaukee." Not one.
I agree. I don't know if it's always necessarily people wanting to get free samples or if people have gotten some and then just immediately say how great it is because they got it for free and they're excited and they want to like thank the whoever sent it to them and whatnot. But it's definitely not helpful, and it's like becoming a plight of the community, in my opinion, because you see these posts and you see people talking about different brands and then you try it. And both you and I have had the same experience multiple times. I mean, over the years where it's like, something's getting hyped and you see it be hyped and hyped and hyped for weeks. And then you get it and everyone now has it. And then it stops being talked about, or a few people say they don't like it. and it just kind of stops being talked about. So it's pretty evident that there's people in the community, and we're not just talking about like figureheads or necessarily even reviewers, like even just regular members that like whether a vendor or the actual company themselves maybe sent them a sample or something, and and now it's only only positivity coming from that. It's a really bizarre thing,
It's
and
bizarre.
I don't see how it's even good for the company. Like if your product, if you're a bond leaf and your product's not as good as Alfacher, not as good as Zomo, not as good as anything else that people are regularly smoking, and then
So
people are telling everyone that it's the best, and then you try it and it's not, you're never gonna try it again.
You know what's so funny? People gave a shit about Zomo, okay? But
A lot.
the thing is, they were just upset that we got Zomo as a sponsor for New York Gala. That is just it. That was the only thing, right? But at the end of the day, right? Let's look at some other brands that were hyped that no one talks about because they fell off the face of the earth. Okay,
ROI.
ROR freaking was hyped to no unbelievable heights. You go to the expo, you try it, trash, trash, trash. Wasn't good. It just wasn't good. I mean, Zomo was clearly better. Um, and what else? Alfakama, they have like a few good flavors, but that's another brand that fell off the face of the earth.
You don't
Sorbet
see anyone posted about Alfakama anymore. And like probably 6 months ago, it was getting posted about daily.
daily,
And
daily.
I mean I
Why?
said from the very
Why?
beginning, it's not for me. I don't know why you guys are loving it. It's not for me. And then it stops getting talked about. So
And
it's
why
pretty
were
evident
what
to us.
people were
It's
getting
pretty
free
evident to us
samples?
as admins who like really sit back and watch everything.
Who's getting the
That
samples?
what's that?
Okay, who's getting the samples?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Um, you know, look at Zoomerette. Okay, Zoomerette. I don't even want to say who said this, but there was people that were saying Zoomerette is better than Zomo. I just laugh at them because it's just like Zoomerette is nowhere near the flavor quality of Zomo. Zomo is a superior product to Zoomerette, and it's because it's the same people that get the free stuff, and they never say they got it for free, but they're reviewing it and just kissing the ass of the company because they go, "Oh look what Frank's saying. He's an asshole. Look at him. I'm good. Sponsor my stuff." That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They're purposely sniping honest reviews of these products just so they can build favor to get free stuff. It's wrong. It's wrong. I always say this: you're not a reviewer in this community until you give a negative review. And let me tell you, there's plenty to give a negative review on. Plenty. And
Yeah.
if you sit there and tell me HOH is a good tobacco, I will slap you because I will slap you with the twigs I find inside the bag. That's what I would do. That's how many there are in there. That's another one, right?
Right.
They sponsored AM Hookah, and then suddenly people started getting on this HOH train, and I always say, Tommy, I'll let you jump in here to give your thoughts. I always say if you get a tobacco to try, and if you think if you go yourself, okay, I'm tasting it, because sometimes when you're tasting it, you're not the harshest critic all the time. Sometimes it's like in that middle ground. And what I always use as a final judgment is I go to myself, would I put it in my shopping cart again? Would I actually buy it? Would I buy
Right.
it? If I can't say yes in that moment, would I buy this in the future? Or if I had any plans of like, if I go back to John's site, Hookah John, if I go to Hookah Junkie or Hookah Shisha and say, oh, there's Zoomerette, am I going to buy it? If I say no, that's the answer. That tells me if it's shit or not. Right there.
Right.
That's the easiest test for yourself. And if you're a reviewer and this happens to you and it doesn't pass your test, just give your honest review. Have you ever seen a hookah reviewer that calls them hookah reviewer? Have you seen one video where one hookah reviewer goes, this Tangier's flavor sucks? Like, have you seen that ever yet? No. No. None of them done it. Not one has
No.
done it. They're all hookah reps. They're all glorified reps, and that's it. I don't care what they say they are. They try to use fancy language to try to talk around it. You are brand reps. That's all you are. You're glorified brand reps, getting free samples, try stuff, and try not to hurt these brands' feelings. Until you give a negative review that's honest, but good feedback so we can move the community forward, we will continue getting shit like ROR and Malaki shoved down our throat, and there will be no stop of it. We're getting more of this shitty brands.
I mean I agree definitely, like, to an extent. I wouldn't go as far to say that it's, it's only people being brand reps. I think that there's, like, just a lot of following that happens within the community. So if you have, a reviewer or, someone who does a show or whatever that gets behind a product, whether it's great or not, if they're saying it's great, people trust that person's opinion, so they just kind of want to agree. And if a certain, and that's what you'll see. You'll see weeks of, or even a month or two of a certain brand being discussed, and then me and you will get it and we'll try it, and we both have the same feelings on it. I mean, obviously there's preferences, so it doesn't mean that you're wrong if you like something that we're saying that we don't like. But it's just odd to me to see, so many people that like the same stuff that I like and feel the same way and agree with most things that I say, and then all of a sudden they're all over the jock of this one company that we believe to be subpar, that only smokes for 20 minutes, the flavor is not all great, the tobacco tastes funny, or there's the weird mouth feel, or it's very soapy or whatever. Like, I feel like you really only ever see Starbuzz getting, like, bashed.
Because it's
Um,
popular. It's
yeah,
popular.
I mean, it's easy to bash, and they don't really, they're not very well represented within the enthusiast market, and there's a long history of people not liking it. But you know, you don't see a lot of negative reviews at all. And I mean, me personally, like, when I do reviews, I just like to review stuff I like. So, like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have plenty of companies send me stuff all the time, and my general, like, rule just of what I try to do when I put stuff out, unless there's a call for it. So, like, unless there's a reason that I'm gonna do a negative review or I'm gonna do a live that's gonna be negative, I usually do personally, like, try to be positive, and that's why you'll just see me reviewing things that I like. But, like, I got sent literally the entire line of oh, what was it? I can't even think of the company now. It might have been Sir Bentley. I think it was Sir Bentley. I got sent, like, the entire line of Sir Bentley to try, and I didn't really like any of what I got. And I didn't do a review. And they sent it to me in hopes that I do a review on, like, every flavor. And I messaged the guy who was sending it to me, and I was like, "Hey, I'm not really into this. Here's why." And I gave my feedback, and that's all I did. Um, but I feel like there is a lot of people in the community, that get stuff and then feel like they have to be positive to pay the person back who gave it to them, and then B, when that starts happening, you'll see people purchasing things and really wanting to like it, and therefore they like it. So, like, if your favorite reviewer or someone who's doing another show or whatever says that X brand is really good, and you love that person, so you want to agree with them because you've agreed with everything else that they've said, and then you go and get it, you may not in your heart of hearts really feel like it's the best ever, but you're
Yeah.
still going to make posts and talk about it and be like, "Oh, thanks to so and so for telling me to try ROR because it's really good. I love this flavor. I love that flavor." And then 3 months later, after all all the sales that from people who bought it from that review are out, you don't see it being posted anymore.
No.
So when something's new, people post about it a lot, and it always seems like it's positive. And then you see it
It's
stop. So that means those people really didn't like it as much as they said they did when they initially started talking about
it's
it.
so disingenuous, and if you watch it, it's like a herd. It's a herd,
Absolutely.
and the company leads the herd. I'm gonna be honest, because I'm gonna throw out there, I do like some Eternal Smoke, but that's another one. They just disappeared. They poofed. Like, no one says they're smoking Eternal Smoke. Rarely. Like, you see it occasionally, but no one's smoking it anymore as much as they used to. That also died down.
Yeah.
So, like, like, people, like, they lead them by the hand. A few months ago before HEW, Eternal was doing everything. They were sending out the hats, they were sending out the shirts, they were sending out the free stuff to every reviewer. Every reviewer is posting it up. You ba ba ba, bam bam bam, quiet, quiet, quiet. Then Chaos did the same thing. Chaos,
Yeah.
chaos, chaos. Week later, quiet. Have you heard anybody talk about Chaos? Have you seen anyone show their Chaos show up? Have you seen anyone packing Chaos live? I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with you there. Like, and that's what I mean. Like, I think, you know, and it's, I mean, you'll even see it with pipes. Like pipes will, you know, something new will come out, especially about, I don't know. I mean, it's still kind of happening, but like a year or so ago when the Russian stuff first started hitting the market, um, everyone was all over these pipes and talking about how great they were, and then everyone's trying to get them and all this. And then, you know, what do you see posted on THL and in other groups all the time? It's still really just the main pipes that we've been saying are the best, which is, you know, it's a lot of Regal, it's a lot of B2. You know, obviously some people still have the pipes they like, and that's fine. I'm not saying like you shouldn't be smoking anything. You guys do whatever you want to do. We're not here to you know, sit here on a pulpit and tell you what to do. But it's always very interesting to me to see that happen in cycles. And I do think a lot of it is just like this gang mentality, of, you know, oh, okay, this is what's popular now, let's get it. And now I've paid money for it, so I'm gonna say that it's good because I bought it. But like, is it really your honest opinion?
Yeah. And I'm not saying Eternal is a bad brand. I think Eternal is better than a lot of brands out there. I don't think it's as, you know, I think it's more egregious when you look at brands that it happens with, like Zoomerette and ROR and Malaki, and, you know, like these brands, like it becomes more obvious what's happening. Um, but what we're talking about is this the same um, uh, is just the same behavior. So basically, Eternal has more flavors that are better than ROR by far. But what we're talking about is it's the same people that are just not giving their honest opinion on the brand when they're reviewing it and they're submitting it. So, you know, if you were to watch them, everything they try is golden. Zoomer was golden. RR was golden. Milwaukee was great. Eternal was great. Alphakama was great. That's the problem. Everything's great. Everything can't be great. The only thing they all say is Starbuzz is bad. Starbuzz is bad. Why?
Yeah.
Because all those brands hate Starbuzz. So that's why it's okay to hate Starbuzz.
Yeah,
That's
and Starbuzz doesn't seem to really care to cater to the enthusiast market at all. So you don't see people getting, you know, samples of Starbuzz. You don't see Starbuzz in the groups trying to interact and whatnot. And you know, I think that has a definitely has a lot to do with it as well.
not only that. Let's be honest, right? If when Whale does offer stuff for free, everyone lines up.
Yeah.
I mean, Hookah Bias practically fell apart over a Starbuzz giveaway. Remember that crap? That's the only reason Hookah University exists is because of a Starbuzz giveaway. I mean,
Yeah, the carbine, right?
the carbine. It was ridiculous.
This is a subpar pipe.
This is subpar pipe that broke
That one, I'd never smoke it.
broke a group and started a brand new one. Oh man. Oh.
No, I agree. It's extremely frustrating on our end at times.
The thing is, the reason why I say this, Tommy, is because I just wish. The thing is, right, guys, it's really hard to find good flavors, and the reason why it's hard to find good flavors is because of this not honest feedback. I just wish the feedback was more honest. That way, let's say you're watching a reviewer and he goes, you know, this flavoring is just trash. Don't try this flavoring. You know, I tried all 30 flavors Sabatli. Baklava's good, but this one's shit. You know, like if we had that feedback, then we as a community can actually make, you know, educated decisions to either try the ones that all the reviewers are saying that are actually bad or bad, and just go to the ones that everybody's saying is good. And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's good shining flavors in each brand, but if no one's saying what the bad ones are, you're left with a field mind that you're basically learning yourself, and the reviews are worthless. That's what happens, and that's why
Yeah,
they're.
and I mean, part of the problem I think too, really, is that just any negativity. It seems like if you say anything negative, or if you say anything that's slightly not positive, a lot of times there is a lot of pushback from people who do like that brand or do like that flavor, or just think that you're bashing for some other subversive reason. Perfect example of that would be the batch issues with Tangiers that you experienced
Mm-hmm.
and talked about, and
Yep.
then everyone was ready to hang you over. I mean, we lost members over that. Like, people left the group. It was a big
For
deal.
for,
And
for
then as time went on, more and more people were experiencing the same problems that
but
Frank was.
but
And then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess there was a batch issue. Me personally, I like Tangiers. I know that there's batch issues from time to time. There is definitely consistency issues. To me, it's still the best dark leaf on the market, for the way that I like to smoke, and for multiple reasons. I mean, I could go in detail if you want. I'm smoking Tangiers right now. But, are there problems? Absolutely. Should there be? I don't think so. With as much as Tangier sells, and as well established as they are, you really, at no point should you order a flavor, like it, and then the next time you order it, it tastes completely different. And that does happen from time to time with Tangiers. It's happened to me. I mean, I have had packages of Tangiers that didn't like, tried to acclimate, and it's flavors that I know I enjoy, and didn't like it, tried to acclimate it, then just let it sit for a while and then get back to it. It was a bad batch, and I just ended up throwing it away.
yep.
It's a risk that you take when you order Tangiers. Now,
Yep.
does that mean Tangiers is bad? Does that mean no
No.
one should buy it? Absolutely not. Well, I'm on the same side of the fence with Frank as far as Eternal Smoke. I don't hate Eternal Smoke. There's a few flavors that are good. Um, but overall, is it something that I'm going to be, purchasing?
I haven't bought it since.
Not very often. I mean, if ever, like, occasionally I might pick something up, because there was a couple flavors that I liked. I mean, they sponsored us at the at our HEW event, so we had a tasting. We got to try like almost everything, and
Mhm.
not a lot really stands out to me from that brand
To want
as
to reorder.
better than anything else. Like, you know,
Well, it's more like Tommy. Like, you get to the car and it's your choice to either order more Cape each or more milk and cookies. What do you do?
K Peach.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's the problem with everybody, because you go there, you go to the cart, and you start shopping. Yeah, you're not saying Eternal Smoke is bad, but in that moment where you have to make a decision, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna go with a flavor that you like more than the other? And that's where it comes down to, and that's what I'm talking about. Where this is how I rank tobaccos personally, is if I had the option of ordering Eternal Smoke milk and cookies, where would it be in relation to other flavors I want to order more than it? And that's how I figure it out, really. By the way, we are at the top of the hour already. That went quick.
It did go quick. So we had a question here before we go. Bree said, "How do you get people to actually listen to your reviews?" I've
Sarkis
had
is a
backlash
fool.
before in other groups. So is there any way to minimize that? So I mean, I can't really tell you for sure, because I mean, especially if you're asking about other groups, because me and Frank, if we say something negative in our own group, we get filleted. So I don't really know what to tell you. What I would really like to see, and I think the point of us talking about it is, for the people watching and the
Yep.
people that are going to watch later, like, if you're able, if you get something and you want to do a review of it, if you get
Mhm.
something new, do a review of it. Like, I want to see more and more people doing reviews, even if it's just a post of a picture and some text about what you think, because everyone is different. Like, I mean,
Mhm.
we don't love Zoomerette. I don't know why anyone would be a huge Zoomerette fan. They have a few flavors that I like. I feel the same way about Azure, and I know a lot of people like Azure. I don't really see the appeal of Azure. I like Azure cigar. And other than that, I mean, a couple of their flavors are okay, but I haven't made any other orders after my first order where I got a bunch of Azure, and I still have a bunch of it because I don't really smoke it.
I was thinking about doing Azure tonight. Azure cigar with Tangiers wintergreen. That would be like an amazing mix.
That does sound good. I haven't tried the wintergreen yet. I have it. It's still in the
Oh,
packaging. I gotta open it up.
That's great. You should try
I'm
it.
smoking some Static Starlight right now. It's one of my favorites. I
Uh,
love Static Starlight.
yeah, I can't do that.
You don't like Static Starlight?
No, it just reminds me of smoking potpourri. Like I feel like you just went down Bed Bath Beyond aisle and you saw potpourri. Like, oh, let me put that in my hookah.
See, I don't mind floral flavors. Like I like cashmere a lot. Like I'll buy cashmere and smoke it by itself. Like just regular,
Cashmere
like not
to
cashmere
me,
peach, cashmere.
oh, like cashmere peach and cashmere aren't the same floral for me. Um, but I will do a review tomorrow without a shirt on. Eddie, please don't. Unicorn is a great flavor. I like Tom the Hawk.
Yeah, Azure. You know what? Justin just said Azure lemon muffin and blueberry muffin. I had blueberry muffin, and Azure's blueberry muffin is very good.
Well, that's
It is
because
very good.
fucking
Like I said, I mean every
Amari
brand has
tanked him.
every brand has at least a couple of flavors that are good. Um, you know, the problem is, you know, like I said, you have so many people that will only want to hear and or say positive things, so it just starts to seem like this brand is, you know, the next hot brand, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, you'll see a lot of posts about it, you'll see people buying it, and then you don't ever see it again, and
Yep.
that really tells you everything that you need to know. But if you're just a casual,
Smoker.
you know, member or a casual smoker, it's really easy to end up making a purchase and spending a couple $100, and you know, realizing that, okay, I got, you know, 9 flavors here and 2 of them are all right. Like that sucks. That sucks.
Well, the show is over for this week, guys. We are going to be back next week. You know what? I'll tell you who's on the show for next week. Let me see who it is. We have on next week. And by the way, all the interviews that you see on our State of the Smoke will be on our YouTube channel, right, Tommy?
Absolutable.
Okay, let me see. Who do we have? What's today? Next week is Joe Rolls with Eternal Smoke. So catch that one. We'll see you next week. Tommy, do you want to say anything before we sign off?
I don't. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure that you subscribe if you haven't. Click the like button, like the video.
Yeah,
be on
please
the
do.
lookout. I know I say this all the time, but I am always planning on doing a whole bunch of reviews. I have made a large order. I have some stuff I want to do. One of the things that I'm excited to be doing, which I would love to promise that I'll do over the weekend, but I have a bunch of holiday work parties and stuff, so we'll see if it happens. But I'm hoping to do a review of or not a review, but to do a video, almost like a tutorial on how to use the Tangiers quick late coals with Tangiers. I have a box of those, and I have some Tangiers, and I want to show people the proper way to do it, because that's how they like to smoke. They like to use those Japanese coals. They used them at the expo, and it was good. We both had pleasant experiences with these coals. I'm really tired of you making that fucking sour face at me, Frank. Don't make me get in the car. You're not that far away.
Well,
Let's smack you right in the head.
thank you guys. Join us next week as Eternal Smoke joins us. We will be having Joe on the show. Please catch that then. And again, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you guys get more updates next week.
Absolutely. And make sure to add your friends to THL. Oh, God.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
This is a death sentence for Mike. Frank's trying to get Mike
Epstein
killed.
didn't kill himself.
R.I.P.
Epstein
Mike.
didn't kill himself.
Come on, get off. I want to shut off.